Like I'm like live on YouTube before I even know I'm even podcasting. There we go. Work that time. All right. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna have to do Facebook again. Gonna, you're gonna like the title. If you see the title, it's funny to me. And if you want to pull up like find us on Facebook or YouTube, so you may not get anybody, and we may get a handful of
Oh
people, but
man, if I'd have known that, I'd grab the laptop.
yeah.
Dang, I guess I'm just gonna watch CrossFit games while we wait.
There's just the old people and the crippled people, ain't it?
No, I'm just gonna rewatch Day One individuals. Let's go.
No
Which
offense.
one's interesting? I don't want to watch people bike. I'm gonna go to test
I
two.
think the bike one was more interesting.
Huh?
That's messed up, bro. It's messed up.
Uh-oh. All right, I got full. Welcome to the Put Work In podcast. If you're here, we're getting started. We're having a couple roadblocks, but nothing a fake ID can't get you through.
It's not like I have to go to work a little bit.
Just kidding. I never had a fake ID that I know of.
Okay.
You're not even a U.S. resident, are you?
Not really. Don't tell my mama. Don't tell her. We're finna
You're
just
gonna
get
have to
started.
like make it faster to get on YouTube now.
What you talking about?
I'm at
It's already on.
Facebook.
We on YouTube.
You're gonna have to like stop
I was
manually
fast
doing.
on Facebook today. YouTube just didn't want to do it. Now Facebook doesn't want to work, so we're just gonna not do Facebook. I
Nice.
guess.
I enjoy that.
If you enjoy it so much, why don't you say something or I put in the work to do it? This man, I done lost the whole tab. There you are. Found the podcast. All right. I think we're on YouTube. I feel like YouTube's more valuable than Facebook. That's a hot take, I guess. There's definitely different audiences. Well, welcome to the Put Work In podcast. I said it before, I'll say it again. We had a couple roadblocks, but we have a special guest today. We have Matthew Kennedy. You know, future like the title says. If you're streaming in, the future president of the WWE Raw. He's gonna be he's gonna be joining the McMahon family.
Fingers crossed. We'll see how it goes.
Peyton, I don't know if Peyton, do you even know? Have you ever heard of this guy?
I think I've heard of him. I have no clue who he is. So
Who's
Same.
this guy over here?
Yeah, you look familiar. We probably ran into each other a couple times, but who knows?
Yeah, you probably know his brother Colton
What's the last name?
Cook.
Cook.
He
I'd
was
have to
over with
see him.
us. They
Yeah,
look
I'd have to
almost
see.
identical.
We look absolutely nothing alike, so you probably don't recognize him from looking at me.
Peyton's the
I'll
best
look him up.
looking one.
See, it's
Peyton's the
like
best looking one.
I'm his younger brother, but he's my little brother. So
Yeah,
I
Peyton's the
gotcha.
biggest one. That's what I meant to say. Um, so yeah, me and Matt went to high school together. We were acquaintances back then. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like when you run into somebody you were classmates with now, it's like you're just kind of like, even though you didn't really know each other, you're like, you have that connection. So you kind of,
Yeah.
I feel like you're on a deeper level.
Yeah, I feel that, especially like people that you kind of keep up with over time.
Yeah, for sure. So
Yeah,
were
we
you
definitely never like hung out. So
like the Peyton? Did you see that video where the dude was like, "Man, I served at JROTC."
I knew that question. I knew that was coming. I knew it was coming as soon as you asked. Were you? Yes, I was definitely that guy. Just before you say whether you've seen that meme or not, yeah, I was that guy. I got deployed to fourth grade. You know what I mean? Fourth period. So
And have
I
posted
look back on it,
pictures.
and man, I look back, I cringe so hard. I was like, why was I that guy?
Hey, you just living life in the moment,
It's true.
passionate. I did ROTC for one day, and then they were like, "You have to cut your hair," and I was like, I was in a different place.
Fair enough.
I was in a different place. I wasn't about that straight and narrow life. So after high school, we're kind of I'm blurry, and then it comes back in. So just kind of I've only seen some things like from social media. I know you were
Yeah,
doing some wrestling,
yeah, yeah. I was a
and
professional wrestler for a little while,
yeah, so
and
that's pretty
joined the
cool. That's
military.
yeah,
So
military. Did you go to the Air Force?
I did. Yeah, I went. I ended up enlisting in the Air Force. I was
Sweet.
a nuclear weapons technician. That's what I did for
Wow.
the military. And it sounds awesome. It
Yeah,
was
three
not.
words. Three three cool
He uh
words.
he 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 teched on nuclear weapons. Yeah.
At least that's what they say he did.
Yeah,
Really,
that's.
he just like filed all the paperwork.
I wish that was all. That's all I did. I really do. If that's all I did, I'd probably still be in today.
Yeah. How long are you in?
I was in for 6 years.
6 years. So what exactly did you do? Like that was your job
So
title, but
a lot of it, I actually, and this sounds stereotypical. A lot of it, I literally can't say a whole lot about it, just because I had a. So I'll specify and say like I had a top secret clearance. I got to see things every day that even the president doesn't even get to see. Um, so I mean, I was around like nuclear weapons and things like that. I specifically worked on warheads. I really enjoyed that, but I was stationed in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I absolutely loved it out there. So a lot of what I did was I did a little bit of everything for my squadron, from actual maintenance. I worked in our supply section where we kept all of our tools. I've worked in the vehicle section. I've worked for like in training. I've done a little bit of everything. I did a little bit of everything for my squadron.
that's awesome. Um,
So I think with the fact that you're sitting here, I can tell you never made a mistake on a warhead.
No,
not a deadly one.
I've I've got at least it hasn't. I haven't started glowing in the dark yet. So if I have made a mistake, I might know in a couple of years.
You see, I used to make ammo, and I had one blow up in my face after a mistake. So like, at least yours didn't blow up in your face.
Yeah,
Rip. He might start growing a third arm or something. That'd be good for
still
wrestling.
good.
Or
You
become a
never
third
know.
arm.
What'd you
What's
say,
worse?
Peyton? So you worked on nuclear weapons, like just like the job title said.
Yeah.
Well, man, I appreciate your service.
Oh, thank you.
We
I was one of those that complained the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it sucked, but still, you did your service.
Yeah, I always tell people that I don't regret joining, but I definitely don't regret getting out either.
Yeah, everybody's got a different experience,
Oh yeah. Oh
and
yeah.
one person's experience doesn't negate the other person's. Just because
Hmm.
one person had a great experience and was in for 30 years and they're in charge now,
Right.
I mean, it doesn't mean that you didn't
Hmm.
have a sucky experience.
Yeah, and there's a lot that goes into it too. But like I said, I definitely it was definitely an experience. I don't regret it at all. But I definitely don't regret getting out. So
Yeah, man, leadership. leadership is probably like just in life in general can make a job like any job you have like 10 times worse or 10 times better.
Mhm.
Like you could
Yeah.
like you could have a job like Peyton that just like making buckets and garbage cans. And like if your
No, I
job,
work on the machines that make the
yeah,
buckets and
man.
garbage
So
cans.
you're
Okay,
the boss of the machines,
I'm my
right?
own boss.
And
I'm a
that makes
machine
Yeah,
sense.
doctor. Okay.
I dig it. Machine doctor.
Yeah.
Machine
No,
doctor.
I'll be
I
putting on
put that
You
on
run
a
a
resume.
machine.
them latex gloves, and I get to
Yeah.
work sometimes.
Well, look, I was a meter technician at the city.
Oh,
So
see, oh, so that's what you're gonna call it. You're just gonna include
yeah,
technician in it.
yeah.
You
I
want to
mean,
sound fancy? You,
hey, that sounds a lot better than meter reader.
I'm about to say like you're a meter reader, man.
I was. Rest in peace, that job, man. See, that's another situation, but I'm not gonna get into it. Uh, man, yeah. So you went to the Air Force. So my dad and my granddad were both in the Air Force.
Follow
Okay.
suit.
Yes, I'm half blind now, so I don't know. Think they'll let me in.
Well, at least you're not fully blind like me.
Yeah, I
I
thought I
probably
couldn't see, and then he was like, "What does that sign say?" I'm like, "Bro, you can't see that." So
Oh
he's like
no.
way worse than me.
That's like Angel, my wife, her glasses are literally like 3 inches thick. She's so blind. It's ridiculous. I
Wow,
don't know how she has a driver's license.
that's incredible.
makes me wonder if they even accept me into the academy, man.
They may not, man. Might need to get
They
you
might,
some.
but you won't be flying no planes. I can guarantee that.
I
Hey,
used to
I'm fine
dream
with
of
that.
going to when I was in like I don't know early high school or late junior high. That's I wanted to go to like the Air Force Academy. Like that was
Oh
my
man,
Look,
but
I know
my
somebody
life
that's
took a
there.
complete different turn.
Yeah, I know somebody that's there. She absolutely loved it. So I was stationed with her for a little bit. She went from enlisted to officer. She just graduated too, I think.
see,
Either there or West Point.
I feel like just about like every person considers military as an option for when they
Oh yeah,
get out of high school.
and everybody should consider it at the very least. I think for a lot of people, it's definitely a good opportunity, right? Like I'm too lazy to go to school and go to college and stuff. I didn't want to, so but I also wanted to get out of baseball for a little bit, so I felt that was the best way. And also, yeah, it was the best way to get out. I just ended up coming back.
You had to
Yeah,
go shoot weapons for a living, man.
Yeah,
Imagine
I
that.
did do that. I got to do that twice a year.
twice a year.
Oh,
Beretta M9s and shotguns.
you know, I almost bought a
Technician.
M9, but I didn't.
I like them.
Um,
But
I only almost bought it because of Modern Warfare 2. So, you know,
yeah. My my wife's uncle is actually in the Air Force now. He's been in there for a long time.
okay.
He's had a really good experience. His family's with him. They're living in like Europe.
Oh man, and see that was one of the things that I didn't get to do. I feel like if I didn't like my job in the United States, that would be bad. But I could probably not like my job and be in Germany. You know what I mean?
It'd
Like
be a lot easier.
I hate what I do for work, but I live in Germany, so but never happened.
Fun fact: my dad was actually born in Germany.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool. So is he like dual citizen?
No, he was my granddad was stationed in Germany,
Mm,
and he was born over there, but
I
he's
got
just U.S. citizen.
gotcha.
Uh, yeah, he was in the I guess security forces. I don't know what the title is, but he
Okay.
said he guarded
Yeah.
airplanes. He said
Mhm.
he guarded the ones with the bombs on them.
Okay. Yeah. Security force is basically like military police for the Air
Yeah,
Force.
and he did Air Force One. He guarded it once too.
Oh, nice.
And my dad was just a firefighter, and he actually
That's still
spent a
good though.
year. I don't know if he's watching. He got kicked out if I got the story straight, he had a DUI and got kicked out.
Ooh, that'll do it. That'll
But
do it.
he actually took that career outside into the civilian world. I'm pretty sure he was a career firefighter after that, and then we moved to Batesville. I guess but I mean, I was born around that time, and then he basically worked his way up there into the career he had. And he's retired, and now he's just
Nice.
working a small job on the side, and he's actually running for supervisor.
Oh, okay.
I guess
I
I
think I've
might
seen
vote
his.
for him. Yeah, John McCollum,
Yeah, I've seen those.
supervisor,
Yeah.
District 3, vote August 8th.
I
Cut
got
me
to
a
thinking
check.
about something one day.
Oh, that's good to do.
Yeah, you see, it seems that firefighters are often the best at starting fires as well.
Well, is that just because you're bad at starting fires?
No, I'm pretty good actually. I just don't admit that. I caught a garbage
So
can on fire in my bathroom once,
Clearly, he wants to be a fireman.
what?
Great.
and then I caught my pasture on fire one day. That was
Your
fun.
pastor.
My
I
my,
actually did that too, bro.
my
Don't
pasture,
worry.
and then the once I finally put the fire out with me and my brother's Drake jackets, the firefighter that pulled up tried to recruit me to be a firefighter. That would have been an excellent interview.
You still regret saying no to this day.
That would have been an excellent interview.
You could have been the volunteer fireman.
Bro, I wouldn't be in a factory right now. I'll tell you that.
My dad was the chief of Pope for a while.
Oh, nice. Hey,
Um,
all of hope.
volunteer, yeah, all the big city metropolis of Pope.
All that city that
Population 3.
sometimes you forget even exists.
I'll never forget. That's where I'm from.
Well, I always forget. I did a parade there once, and there was like 12 people that showed up.
They do a parade every year. Man, you derailed me because I was. Oh yeah, I actually caught a pasture on fire. Well, I didn't. My stepbrother Caleb Cole, you probably know him, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
We were like burning something, and he had like some hay or something, and he was like grabbing it, and it was on fire, and he was like walking, but he didn't know that it was dropping, and this whole field is like dry hay, so it just like immediately catches on fire, and I'm like,
It's like a cartoon.
there were some tarps right there, and I'm like, just throw the tarps on there, and we'll like cut it out, and like we didn't push it down on it, it kind of just floated. So it just melted the tarps, and the whole field caught on fire. It was a whole mess because it wasn't really our field, or it may have been, but the smoke was going into an old man's house, and it was a big deal. And like this guy come over there, like this grown man. We were like kids. This grown man come over there trying to pick a fight with my stepbrother, and yeah,
Jesus.
it was crazy. I may be getting two stories mixed up, but it sounds good.
Since we're on the topic of explaining our pasture fighting fire ordeals, Dylan already knows one story that I hope he never tells anybody again about
How you can't start a fire?
No, about how much of an idiot I've been sometimes.
Oh, that's just normal.
But
everybody knows that.
This is a very interesting story, and I don't think I've ever told anybody this.
Oh, about the gun?
Yeah. Shut up.
Okay.
So
Have you never told that on the podcast?
I don't want to. I don't want to tell anybody. I'm very safe with firearms now. That it was an incident. Anyway. So I was an interesting kid. Me and my what was I doing? I forgot. For some reason growing up, I like wanted to like try like dipping or smoking, I like to pretend that I was dipping, smoking, and drinking, right?
All at the same time.
So like I would pour apple juice in like a wine glass and pretend I'm drinking wine. I would get the beef jerky chew and pretend I was packing a lip, kind of thing,
You'd still do that today, bro.
That was the first
yesterday.
You did that like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. No, but one day I ordered like a pack of fake cigarettes offline. and I still don't know why I did this. But I told my little brother about it. So we went out walking the pasture, and I brought it with us. So we just started like smoking these fake cigarettes.
Really
Well,
smoking?
huh?
Like you really smoking them? Like
I
you
don't even
burning 'em up?
remember. I was like 12, but no, I wasn't 12 because I ordered them. So
This was like what, last year?
yeah, I'm just kidding. I don't even remember. Anyway, um, so we got to the part where I burned the field down, and I lit a match because I didn't have a lighter or anything. So I just brought a little one of them little small match boxes.
Yeah.
I lit a match and blew it out, threw it on the or no, I didn't blow it out, threw it on the ground, and the flame grew from the match to the grass, and from the grass to the rest of the grass. We are just messing
Oh,
around with this fake
oh.
cigarette, and then we had to yoink our Drake jackets off and just start
Oh man.
beating the ground, and it never stopped until it hit the tree line. And once it hit the tree line, bro, I got scared. But the Drake jackets came to save. Dude, that should be a good advertisement for Drake jackets.
I thought
So
you
the
were gonna
Excellent
say
jacket,
at
the
like
jackets came
ex.
out fine.
Yeah, no,
wow.
they came out melted, but they're excellent at putting out fires.
I thought you were gonna say like, yeah, they just like incinerated.
Yeah, they were no longer wearable.
I never had a Drake jacket.
I had like just got this one,
Dang, bro. I bet your mom was mad.
bro. Yeah, not about the jacket though, about me setting the pasture on fire.
Man, we didn't do the fake stuff. We just did the real stuff. Back
I
when
mean, I
I
did
was
the real stuff at
underage.
one point, but I couldn't, buy real cigarettes off the internet. So
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
such a good kid. I never did anything bad. Not never, never.
Me either. They bad things did me. I remember
Exactly.
one time. I'm not sure if I said this, but on the podcast. But one time I was just set on. I'm gonna start dipping. So there's this guy that I used to hang out with. His name is BJ. He's uh, rest in peace. Uh, but he dipped. So I bought like 5 cans of dip from him that night, and I was like, I'm all
Ooh,
in. Let's go. And then I woke up the next morning, and I was like, you know what? Never mind. This is making me sick. I'm done.
man,
I just
I remember doing
I
that
just
too.
gave him the cans back.
Yeah, I remember doing like grizzly wintergreen for the first
Yeah,
time. It was like literally like a cartoon where your face turns green.
yeah.
Uh, never again.
Did you
I
ever
can
try that,
say that
Peyton?
I've never dipped.
Have you
That is
smoked?
something I've never did, but you know,
You smoked those fake cigarettes. I
I
never
did
got
some
like
real
I
ones
tried
once,
smoking
but
and I was like, why would I do this?
yeah,
Like
Yeah, it tastes
I'm
terrible.
making myself cough.
I
I
actually
don't know.
just quit vaping and all of nicotine like a week ago. So
Sweet.
There we
yeah,
go.
it's
Awesome.
been the worst week of my life.
Well, maybe we can be the low light of it.
Yeah, but I had no choice though. I had to. My doctor was like, "No, you have to," because apparently, if you have a major surgery and you're using nicotine, it can drastically lower your chances of success because of the lack of blood flow. I didn't know that.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Well, just to boost you up, make you feel like it's possible. My mom actually quit cold turkey after
Guess
like
what I'm. Yeah, I bullied myself out of it, man. I
after
really
like
did.
30 years.
And that's impressive though. Going 30 years and just putting it down. That's great.
Yeah. How about Peyton just burped and like just tried to be slick about it? He was like, just don't look at the camera, and we won't notice. We had somebody on here, and I heard a fart, and I was like, I'm just gonna pretend like I didn't hear that because they were acting like they didn't fart, and I was like,
But you know who did it because their
What
box lights up whenever they talk.
I
must have been Jonathan.
think it was. It made it, you ever hear like you're doing something and there's like this weird noise, like
Are
a
you having
fart
a
noise,
calling?
and you're like, a calling. This bro's watching Manifest from Netflix. Like your chair squeaks. Like Peyton, it may have been like his chair squeaking or something, but I swear he farted, and I was like, he
Dude.
was all serious, and I was like, I'm not saying anything. I was just holding it in like that. What you just do, bro? All right, so you got out of
That
the Air
was real.
Force. Oh,
Thing, I was gonna
So
say one
where
more
you
thing
at?
before we go to Air Force.
Okay, go ahead.
So, because you said talking about noises, you ever like do one of your runs and then you get back to the gym and you're like super sweaty, so you lay on the horse mats and then
It makes a farting noise.
every move you make is just a fart noise.
No,
I
I've
did
never
one of
had that exact situation.
yeah, I
from a
did I
board
did
member.
I did one of my runs one day and came in and Jarvis was working out with some people.
That was
I
today.
just remember like every move I made, I could feel them looking at me. So I look over and they're just staring at me and then they just like
Just do farting on the floor.
just laugh. I was like, it's my back, guys. I promise. Okay,
Oh, the
anyway.
worst is when you're in the middle of a squat set or something and you're like, you fart or whatever, but you're like in the zone and you're like, I'm just gonna ignore that. And there's like people, you got your headphones on, so you can't hear anything, but like it's completely quiet in there, and you like they heard that, and you're like just trying not to make it awkward. That happens to me all the time. I always have to go to the bathroom and check myself though.
All right.
You never know.
Air Force. Let's go.
So you
So you
got out of
got
the Air Force. Now what? Get it. Tell us about you, man. What about the wrestling? How'd you get into
oh,
wrestling?
okay. So like many people, I grew up watching it, and I had a trampoline, and me and my brother would always, do the whole thing. Um, I always, like I said, that's always liked it. Obviously I knew it was a quote unquote fake. Um, but it was just something about it that always I just enjoyed watching it. And I'm out in Albuquerque, and keep in mind, I'm still active duty, right? I'm still in the military, and me and my wife go to the show, and there's a guy there. His name is Gino, and he's a professional wrestler. They go to this wrestling, and I look him up on Facebook, and I see that he's starting up a school, and basically like pro wrestling training is you have to like go to a school. Like there's different schools that and you'll learn, like you start with like very basic stuff, and then you just grow and build off of that until your coach says, "All right, well you're ready," and then you go and you do a match. You get bookings and things like that. So anyway, I'm at this show, and he says that he's starting a school, and I'm like, okay, well, I want to do that, and so I did it. First day, I'm pretty sure I threw up because of the intense workouts that we were doing. I fell in love with it all over again, though. It was like an escape from reality. Like I had a character named Jason. That threw me way off.
What'd you
Oh
drink,
man,
Peyton?
it's that C4.
Oh, C4.
That'll
I had
do
to.
it. But man, yeah. So I started training and everything. I got decent. I think I was a pretty decent wrestler. And I made my debut in Tucson, Arizona. And it was kind of 3 years of a roller coaster ride of excitement since then.
Man, yeah. Like, are you still wrestling?
I'm
Like, you
not.
moved.
Yeah, so when I got out of the military, we moved back to Mississippi. I did a little bit of wrestling for Memphis on their TV show. Um, and I did some in Tupelo, or not Tupelo, Boonville, Mississippi, for their TV show that runs in Tupelo area. Um, and I've done something in Arkansas, and I ended up hurting myself. I now have two fractures in my L5 S1 pars, which is called a pars defect, and I'm waiting to schedule a total like a spinal fusion for my L5 S1. Should be doing that within the next couple of weeks, actually.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is no deadlifts
No
for a little
deadlifts.
while.
No, no, I know nothing. No, anything. I was like, as soon as they were like, yeah, your back has a fracture in it. I was like, yeah, I'm never touching a single thing that weighs more than a milk jug right now. Like not until we get it
I
fixed. I
wouldn't
haven't
do
picked
that.
up. I barely do.
Angel,
Like
you're doing all this,
yeah.
getting all the groceries
Uh,
done.
I had to buy this little grabber thing. It's literally like a squeeze. You squeeze the handle of it and it closes little clamps. I bought one of those because I can't bend over and pick my shoes up, dude. It's that bad.
Wow. So day to
Oh
day
yeah, dude, I'm
basis,
in constant pain.
yeah, it constant pain and just like lack of
Yeah,
mobility.
yeah, yeah.
That's
It's
brutal.
not fun. It's definitely not fun. I don't think I've just outright said it, especially like in an official capacity. But I am like completely done being a pro wrestler. Even after the spinal fusion, I'm going to have two rods in my back and four screws. I'm not risking it. That's potential for paralysis. They call it a bump. Whenever you fall and they take a punch and you fall, it's called a bump. And each bump you do is the equivalent of a 30-mile-an-hour car crash. And you're doing God knows how many bumps in a match for 10 to 15 minute spans. And that's not including your training. You train twice a week, sometimes more, and you're practicing how to fall. And every fall is like having a 30-mile-an-hour car crash. I'm not going to risk being paralyzed for the rest of my life. So, me and Angel, we talked about it, and I'm done wrestling. I might do some other stuff like I did some practice commentary recently. Uh, I consider myself pretty creative when it
That
comes to
sounds
pro
fun.
wrestling. So what's commentary, dude? Man, I tell you what, I had more fun doing commentary than I did actually wrestling. It was
Yeah,
so weird.
I worked with a guy that used to do that, like locally.
Mm.
He's you got to be quick witted.
Oh,
But it's
absolutely.
definitely fun. I
That's,
was playing with I was at my pastor's house yesterday, and his kids were out there playing baseball, and I was commenting on it. It was so fun. They weren't paying me any attention, but I was like, "By
yeah.
God, he hit it out of the park!" I had to bring my
And you
JR
got to
out.
know, yeah, you have to know a lot about wrestling to do commentary. Like somebody will
Oh,
do
you
a
do.
move and it'll be so quick. And if you miss it, like you won't see it again. There's no live action replays. But man, I did enjoy it though. I mean, pro wrestling, honestly, like I loved it. It was like a mistress at certain points. Like it was weird. Like I was traveling. I lived in Albuquerque. I would travel to Denver. Uh, I went to California and Arizona and Texas and all these places with a carload of people, and we're sleeping in the car, like doing like what we called carny stuff. It was called
Yeah.
carnival. Uh, sleeping in the cars and traveling 6 hours for literally 10 minutes of wrestling. It's the weirdest thing ever, and sometimes you don't even get paid for it.
Hey
So
man, you do what you love.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I
I
miss
get
it
up.
like every day.
I get up and go to the gym every morning. Why? I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, and it's terrible. Like imagine like tomorrow you wake up and somebody tells you like, "Hey man, you probably should never go to the gym again." Like, oh,
Yeah, that would be
that's bad.
terrible.
All right, yeah, it's awful.
Hey Dylan, you should
I miss it,
probably stop going to the gym so I can be the stronger one.
Again.
man. And honestly, that's what I'm looking forward to is being able to like get back into shape, which I wasn't in great shape uh, to begin with. I was getting there, but since we moved back, I kind of gained a little bit of weight. Forgot how much Southern food really hits that midsection.
Yeah.
And then of course I hurt my back, and I'm scared to do anything. Like I don't want to like I feel like I'm gonna move wrong and like it's just gonna completely snap. Uh, but once like I was listening to I don't know, do y'all listen to like Joe Rogan's podcast or anything
Yeah.
like that?
I
He
don't
had
know what
Tom
it is, but
Depends.
yeah, I do.
Yeah, he had Tom Segura on there, and they were talking about like Tom Segura like breaking his arm, and he's like, yeah, people kept telling me that I was just gonna become like completely useless and like a fat blob and this and that. He's like, I took that as a challenge. He's like, I focused so much on recovery that I got the best shape of my life, and I think like that's kind of the mindset that I have too. And it's like once I have the surgery. just focus on the recovery, focus on the rehab, and then get myself where I would like to be, fitness wise and health wise. I want to kind of stick around for a little while. I want to be alive.
Yeah.
Trying to get on y'all's level.
It took us a couple years. Peyton,
I can
man,
imagine.
last year he was like everybody was thinking, man, is this guy on steroids? We don't know what happened to him. I guess he got off because he ain't as strong as he was.
Yeah, he's not joking. Who was it that said it? That like they literally somebody said that they literally thought I was on steroids.
It's
I
like
would say I don't
everything.
know why, but I know exactly why. I was hitting just like some crazy PRs, and I'm just like,
Oh yeah,
And this
I
dude's
don't know.
like a
man.
stick.
The most I
Oh
got
wait,
was a
like
350 deadlift.
I think I was
Hey,
like
that's not bad.
180. I was 180 or 185. I squatted 440, deadlifted 525, almost benched 320. No, not 320, 300. I
Man,
don't know where
trying to
320
inflate the
came.
numbers there.
uh, and now here I am,
And I
not
was like,
doing
man,
any of
this
that.
dude's like outlifting me like crazy. He's so strong. And then now I'm like everything besides deadlift. I'm currently ahead of him at his like current strength.
Yeah,
His all time. I still got a couple weeks further.
Other
yeah.
than bench,
Yeah, bench. I'm just blowing him out of the water on bench.
I was always terrible at bench.
I'm like the most. Like I'm not designed to bench.
Yeah,
Mm,
he's
I feel
he's
I
got
can
really
relate
long
to that.
arms.
You see, like when God was drawing me out on the whiteboard, he didn't check the box for bench, so it's like it didn't program my arms to be short enough or my
Oh,
chest to be big enough or anything. So like
Yeah, I'm not particularly genetically disposed to be good at any of the lifts. Like I just
yeah,
normal
that's
length
fair.
everything. I feel like I just been putting in the work.
you're really good at running super slow.
That was a
That is
recovery
one
though.
thing I can't stand is running.
Yeah.
I told myself when I got out of the military, you will not see me on a track or doing any kind of running.
This
Like,
guy, he's
I
nope,
gonna end up being 230 marathoner before you know it.
I can't stand running either. So
man,
I
it's
don't.
like the most pointless thing. Like, because like in the military, they make you run a mile and a half in a certain amount of time. Like, I'm just thinking, like, if I need to run a mile and a half in less than
Yeah, it doesn't
12
make any
minutes,
sense
I'm
for
gonna die.
the military.
I'm just done. Y'all count me out.
Hey, Dylan, I added on my Garmin, I added the tactical uh, activity for whenever we want to run some cardio drills with our handguns and stuff.
Bro, mine just
So,
has like running and cardio and strength. We're running. We're preparing for a marathon, which I'm always like, man, running's stupid. If you want to get strong, don't run because it's like
Yeah, I've
you're
heard
beating
that.
yourself up. But I've been getting stronger and running. But if you really want to get stronger, like just don't run for like 2 or 3 years, and then maybe start running. But the better you get at running, the better it is.
Yeah, I've heard
now
that. It never happened to me.
I think you
Yeah,
can say that to an extent
yeah.
because,
Everything
like,
to an extent.
running doesn't technically directly negatively affect your strength,
Oh, it affects it directly.
but it depends on how you're running.
If there's
If you're
any
if
form
you're
of
running like
cardio,
if you're running like once or twice a week, and you're not doing crazy miles, it's not necessarily going to negatively affect your strength.
out of all cardio, running's the worst
Yeah,
as far as impact.
yeah, it's terrible for
But
you.
it's also
I
better
always
for your lungs and stuff. So, because you're just banging like 2 to 3 times your body weight on your joints repetitively.
sounds terrible.
But
Sounds like a really
it's
bad
it's
idea.
functional, I guess. But I mean,
You,
if you're in the middle of a battle, you're not like running a mile and a half.
yeah. And now that I'm out, I have no reason. The only thing I'm running to is the buffet line at this point.
Let's go.
I
Me
mean,
too.
if you got to get there before everybody else. So if that's a long line, you're gonna have to
About to run.
you're gonna have to run and get,
Yeah.
What?
and it won't affect you negatively.
You burn the extra calories, you can eat more.
Exactly. That's why it's better to
Bigger
run
appetite.
to the buffet, because then you can store more food.
But I gotta say though, regarding the beat, like, because I'm running now more than I ever have, and I feel less beat up now than I ever have. I've done like sometimes of running where I've run like very little and it beat me up a lot. And some like same thing at the gym, like lifting, like I do Olympic lifting, like snatches and clean and jerks a lot. I don't know if you've ever experimented with that, but even just like benching and like strict pressing and stuff like that, like sometimes like I feel like super beat up from stuff and like just hammering it, and then I'll feel beat up, but like over the years you just tolerate the volume, I guess. And like going back, I could do a lot more volume and intensity, and like it doesn't hurt me near as bad. Like I'm hardly ever sore or beat up right now.
It's like
Mm.
once I started this marathon prep, like at the very beginning, I was getting, pretty beat up because the frequency of my runs. But even now, this is my 6th weekend, and I'm the only time that I feel beat up is after, like, my weekly long run. Of course, running 12 miles in 90-degree weather for half of it,
Mm.
kind of beating me up. But other than that, like, I get out the next day and run again.
Mm. No, no, I
So
can't do it.
it's
Can't
not
do it.
exactly like I'm kind of with Dylan there.
And
Like,
he's light too. He's the lightest
Yeah,
one of us
that's a
three.
big difference.
So
but it's kind of like with Dylan, like it's not exactly beating me up as much as it used to. Of course, I mean,
Mm.
I still have more miles to add on, so it may
Yeah,
start again. But as far as like the totality of each week and my mileage, I mean, I can
yeah,
still go in and kind of do whatever.
that's awesome, dude. I've never been good at running. Never. I've never heard of. I've always heard about runner's high. I never got it. Um,
I haven't
I met a
either.
lot of people that were like amazing runners, like insane, and they're also insane. So you probably are too. So
For sure.
I think the last time I had a runner's high was when I was running just once a week, but now running 4 times a week, I'm just sick of running. So I'm not
yeah.
exactly high anymore.
I'm like I'm crazy because like I'm like, man, how can I strategize where I'm running 6 days a week? And I'm like, but the day comes and I'm about to start my run. I'm like dreading it, but once I start, I'm good. But like even with the gym, like I'm like, man, I'm ready to get back in the gym, ready to just go hard. It's just like I'm always like super hungry. That's my problem though, because I'm always trying to add stuff in, and like marathon training takes up so much time, and I'm like, all right, I got to take stuff out because I can't do it all, or I'll be there for like 6 hours.
But you also don't have to run 6 days a week.
Yeah, you
Mm.
don't. Like three.
I tell you, I will say one thing. When I was doing pro wrestling training, you want to talk about like some heavy cardio, dude. Like people, I feel like people don't understand like how much goes into a pro wrestling match, just the match itself, because you're doing a lot of ebbs and flows, right? There's a lot of high energy, and then there's some low energy, and then it goes back up. It's like a movie, right? And then you have to train for that. You have to train so that way you don't get gassed out too early in the match. Um, and so, I mean, there's guys that are like jacked, and they'll get into a wrestling ring and they can't hang and there'll be guys that are like kind of overweight, like the Big Show, and there's a couple of guys that are there now that are really big, heavy guys,
Yeah.
and they can hang with the little guys. But like you want to talk about like some hardcore cardio, like pro wrestling training will make like I puked multiple times during training because of just how like intense it is, and it's hot. I was in the desert, like well, man, dude, I've never been in such good shape than whenever I was pro wrestling training.
Yeah, man. Like cardio is cardio, man. You can be in good shape at any size for your size. I
Hmm.
mean, strong men. those dudes are huge, and they're in better shape than I am.
Oh yeah.
I'm like not in good shape.
But they
Oh
can't
yeah.
run a 755 mile.
Well, who cares?
Yeah. There's a thing that says there's no shape like in ring shape. I'll have to send you guys some like videos, some video clips like pro wrestling training, dude. Like it's insane some of the stuff that they
Yeah, I
do.
can imagine. I can imagine it's super intense.
Hey, I wonder if this guy will yell at me at 12 a.m. in the rain doing push-ups.
He said he wants to be yelled at in the rain at 12 at midnight doing push-ups.
I mean, I'll do it for money. That's typically what I've done in the past. Like, I'll yell at people for money.
He wants health insurance too, Peyton.
No, that's where you step in.
Yeah, I can get you some health insurance. He's probably got it. What are you doing now?
So I work at JB Hunt as a transportation manager.
Okay, that's the trucking
So
company.
yeah, so my terminal is a intermodal terminal. So we get all of our loads from the rail yard, and we take all of our loads from like customers to the rail yard. So we're doing something with the rails at all times. I run a regional fleet, so I have like 30 drivers that report to me directly. And I just manage like their pay and their routes and stuff like that. It's pretty boring compared to my last job, my last two jobs technically,
Yeah,
because I work at a desk. But I mean, it's pretty good, man. I like it for the most part.
You need to manage some of their CDLs. They've almost hit me a couple times. So
Um, yeah,
I'm gonna start
no,
calling that number on the back that says "How's my driving?" It's like it
it's like
sucks,
we're gonna
man.
call it. It's gonna be like a deadline.
no, people don't realize like they take that so serious. I've gotten several, like had to do several what we call reviews, which are basically like write-ups with drivers because they had complaint calls. It's insane. So like either just message me
Snitching is
directly and say like,
serious, bro.
"Oh, snitch." Yeah, actually, don't. It makes more work for me. But yeah, just send me the truck number, and we'll get it handled.
Yeah, go straight to the man.
Yeah, we do a lot with safety. Unfortunately, we still have collisions.
Yeah, it's just a part of the being on the road, man. You're on the road
Oh
long
yeah.
enough, you're gonna be in a wreck.
Hmm.
Y'all ever
No,
just y'all ever wonder like when y'all's next wreck is? I'm like,
yeah.
Bro,
I,
that's
I'm like, man, I
I,
don't want it to be
I,
right now. I don't want it to be today.
bro. Like everywhere I drive, I'm checking like whatever I'm passing by, just to like be like, okay, look, I don't. If I'm gonna wreck now, I don't want it to be in that, Or if I'm gonna wreck now, I don't want this car that's speeding behind me to hit me.
Yeah,
So like
y'all. When
your
people like
situational awareness while driving, man, it's got to be
when,
there.
when people
oh
like
yeah.
slam on their brakes in front of you, do y'all like stare behind y'all? Because I'm always like, man, is somebody finna hit me in the rear?
Mhm.
I'm always
That's
like,
actually like part of my coaching and stuff that I do. I'm certified like it's called Smith System. It's like a driver training course. So I'm a certified instructor for that. So if you ever need tips on driving, I gotcha. Uh, but the way we talk about like following distance and even um, like whenever you're coming to a stop, just before you even touch your brakes, you're technically supposed to look in your rear view mirror just in case somebody's not paying attention. Um, but yeah, a lot of people don't realize like just by having like a little bit more following distance between you and the car in front of you can change your whole drive. It's crazy.
Yeah, I typically just try to avoid at all costs any kind of 18 wheeler, so I don't end up under their trailer if they slam on their brakes.
you seen
So
the
That's
footage,
a
bro?
that's a nightmare of mine, man. It's like
Bro,
whenever I'm coming down 55, because I drive to and from Memphis every day from Batesville, and there's always like some sort of traffic stoppage, and I'm staring in my rearview mirror, like expecting the car behind me to not stop.
So that's why I hate turning on my road, because I've had one incident where somebody almost rear-ended me because they weren't paying attention. The
Hmm.
left lane was entirely open, and I always throw on my turn signal once I pass, the sign or hit the sign that says, "Hey, this is a crossway right here." So flip it on, and I'm watching the person behind me as I'm slowing down, and they're not slowing down, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna not slow down yet. I'm gonna wait till I get to my turn so I can get off the road faster. And they just like last second swapped lanes right before they hit me
That
because
must
they
have
weren't
been
paying
me.
attention. No, that was just because you almost ran me off the road once.
I did that on purpose. I was like, does he
Right.
know this is me? And I kind of drifted into his lane. You didn't even do honk or anything. I was like, man,
You just agree. I accept this. I accept it.
I'm just
All
like,
right.
look, I
and then
was
he
I was
texted
about to
me.
turn into the uh turning lane to get to the gym, and this guy just crossing the median, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna hit the what do you call it? The what do you call it?
The thing.
Guardrail?
The bumps on the side of the road. What do they call those?
Uh,
Noise making devices.
yeah, I don't know if they have a name.
Anyway,
Strips.
you know the wake you up strip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just riding down the wake you up strip to hopefully wake Dylan up, and he finally gets over and lets me turn. It's like,
I was
but I'm
like,
over
well, he
here
didn't even
like,
know that was me. I
I'm
better
like, is this
quit.
guy? Was that Dylan or not? And then he's like, why you know honk? I'm like, yeah, that was him.
I was trying to draw a honk out of him.
Man, that's great. That's great.
What do you think about the current state of? I feel like we're on a different trajectory now because it was like for a while. This is in my life. I felt like I was needing to. I mean, all my life, man, high school and everything. I feel like I need to walk on my toes, basically.
Did
Be
you have a
careful.
calling to do that?
No, shut up. Be careful and tiptoe, not to offend anybody, or
Mm,
just basically not be myself and not really show who I am. Just because I didn't want to offend anybody and I was kind of scared of what other people thought. Like I didn't want them to think of me as a certain way just because
mm,
of a certain opinion I have, a certain belief or hobby I have. Because people like to do that. Like they'll if they know one opinion of you, they're gonna put you in this whole box.
yeah.
And
Mhm.
I just kind of accepted the fact that that's gonna happen. And I feel like that all goes under like the cancel culture thing. I feel like we're on the other side of that though, because people are
Mhm.
like so anti cancel culture that it's like basically people are just being offensive just to be
Yeah.
offensive. But
Yeah. I definitely. I don't. I typically like don't really read a whole lot into like the politic aspect of it. That was a good one. Um, as far as like that goes, I'm kind of very. I don't want to say like I'm like a jerk, but I'm definitely very blunt and I'm very honest. So I have to like catch myself sometimes to not say something that's just completely unhinged. But as far as like cancel culture, I think like some of it, like even with I just mind my own business if I'm being honest.
yeah,
Like if it doesn't affect me, I really like I don't care. Now, there's certain things that I'm like, okay, they deserve to get canceled. Trying to think of an example. Um, anything that involves like,
Mini lad.
yeah, like little kids, like anything that involves like kids or rape and stuff like that. Like if it's proven like that, yeah, you deserve not only to be canceled, but like to go to jail, but if somebody says like, oh well, such and such artist is overweight, and then they get canceled for that, it's like, no, they just stated a fact. If she,
yeah,
he or she is overweight, you stated a fact. Like I feel like that's petty. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
there's some that I can agree with. I'm like, yep, yeah, you definitely deserve it. And then there's other ones I'm like, no, we're just grasping at straws at this point.
I think, dang, I forgot I had a word that I was gonna use, and it left the second I started talking.
So they
Oh
say
yeah, I think we are no longer entitled to our own opinions.
Right. Yeah, I can definitely see that.
you're gonna have to explain that because I didn't catch it.
So you What do you mean you didn't catch it? You don't
Just explain
understand
what
what I'm saying? Like, we're
not.
not
I'm not
entitled
following.
to our own opinions anymore. If you don't believe a certain way or think a certain thing, you're like looked down upon. Or you get canceled, right? You think being overweight isn't healthy, or you think body
Yeah,
positivity isn't accepting that you're,
yeah,
because
it's
like,
crazy because like those stuff like that, like just being specific about that specific example you just gave,
yeah,
because there's a lot of examples you can give. We, I know in the circles and the like the algorithm that I'm in, like what my social media shows me, it's all people that are like, oh, the world's crazy, man. They're doing this, they're doing that, but it's really they didn't ever show me the people that are supporting. Like it'll be like like I don't know anybody that's supporting child sex trafficking, but
No, but hope
there's
not.
people that like I'd see a lot of people that are like just saying they're all supporting child sex trafficking. They're against this movie or whatever, but at the same time, I don't
Yeah.
know anybody that that it's worth listening to that's saying anything
Well,
along those
I
lines.
feel like a lot of it is like media, media manipulation, um,
Yeah,
and just throwing out a narrative and hoping it sticks, right? Like I said, I'm probably the most like middle ground person, when it comes to pretty much everything. Uh, so I can definitely see like one side of saying one thing and it's probably not even true for the majority. And the other side saying another thing is probably also not true. So there's most cases, there's a middle ground, and people forget that that's a thing. Sometimes I feel like
I feel like this is my theory that like I'll give an example too, but like I was thinking, I was like, what if this side is really like they're all making this side say one thing, so we all go back to this side. Like, what if they're all just making us go this direction, but
it's a
because they know
conspiracy
how
theory.
we're gonna, they're gonna know. I'm not even being specific, but they they know how we're gonna react when these people say this, and then we're just gonna join them. So what if they're actually getting them to say that? It's kind of like
Just
here's another example, like that
making my
song.
head hurt.
Jason Aldean song comes out. Uh, Try that in a small town, and everybody's
Of
like,
course.
they're all these people are saying this is racist, and there's like three people that said it was racist,
Yeah.
and people you never heard of, and there's this big uproar. But really, all I mean, on my feed at least, all the noise was that it was just basically on my YouTube because I looked
Yeah.
it up after I heard about it on my YouTube. It was just all black people reviewing the song, saying this isn't racist. I mean, to be
Mm,
very specific, like
yeah.
that was the what the algorithm was giving me.
You see, my algorithm is actually the complete opposite of that one. When it comes to that
Yeah,
song, it's the complete opposite, which is wild, right? Uh, but the thing is, my thing is what I find hilarious, and I'm not like saying I'm not saying that song is or isn't racist. I'm not saying the other song isn't, you know, good or bad or whatever. I'm just pointing out something. The same people that are saying like the Jason Aldean song is okay, I've noticed are the exact same people that are trashing the Tyler Childers new music video.
yeah.
And it's like, well, and I feel like this for
I
everybody.
haven't
And
seen
it's
the
like,
new music video, but I've heard about it.
yeah, I watched it today actually, but it's like Peyton was saying, nobody is entitled to their own opinions anymore unless it fits a certain narrative. And it just depends on which side you're on, right? One
Yeah,
song is like, if you think that this song is okay, well, it's only because I agree with it. I don't agree with that song,
yeah,
so that song's not okay. So that's kind of like what I see on both sides. So I 100% Peyton, like
yeah.
that's a solid point on both halves of the conversation.
It's just division, man. They're just trying to make
Yeah,
division.
yeah.
But I mean,
But
I'm kind of like, if I don't like something, I'm not gonna watch it. You can watch it.
exactly, because it doesn't affect me, right? So
Yeah,
I can just turn the TV off. You know what I mean?
right.
It's easy, man. It's real easy.
That's why
But
I just
I
listen to
don't mean to be rude,
Spotify.
but big deal.
I don't have to watch music videos.
Yeah,
I don't really watch
there you
music
go.
videos anyway, so
I don't either. That's the first I've watched a music video in years. But I don't mean to be rude. I gotta go get my daughter to sleep. She's hollering for me,
hey
so
man, that's fine.
I'm gonna hop off. But I appreciate you guys letting me
Yes,
hop
sir.
on. I'm definitely interested in coming back on, and maybe we could talk some more and get to know each other a little bit better. So
Awesome, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you coming on. Where could the people find you? You just have a
um,
Facebook
so
or
I'm just
Instagram?
so I do, but I'm currently off social media for my pro wrestling
Perfect.
stuff. So I didn't want to look. I
Yes,
don't want to look
sir.
at pro wrestling right now. So because I'm kind of upset about it. So
We all aspire to be you, not being on there. So y'all give him a shout out, Mac.
I'm on regular
Your
Facebook, but I keep
He's
that
on
private.
regular Facebook, yeah. So look, when you hop off, just make sure it uploads before you close out the app
Okay.
or the
Alrighty.
browser,
I'll see
whatever you're
how.
on. All right, man.
Okay.
Well, I appreciate it. You
All
Appreciate
right.
you
guys,
Appreciate you
joining
guys.
us.
Peyton, it's
you
nice to
guys can
meet you.
leave.
Nice to meet you, Matt.
Okay.
Have a good one.
All right. Y'all too.
All right, Peyton. It's just us. It's just us again.
Here we
The
are.
originals. The original 2 out of 3.
OG. He's
Rest in peace, Trevor.
been here since day one.
We're trying to get Trevor on the podcast for an episode. I don't. Were you here on day one? Yeah, you were here on day one. You
Yeah,
weren't
not
here
day
on day
two.
two.
Not day 2 or 26.
Man got the numbers memorized.
Or was it 27? It was
I had
27.
no idea. I think it was 26. Well, you missed 3.
No, I didn't.
Well, you were here for the one with Carson. You were just running.
Oh, wait. And Mackenzie's.
Yeah, so that's like 4.
But I
3.
think that one I was supposed to miss because
Well,
it was a marathon recap.
something
And
like that. We were. Yeah, whatever. It didn't matter.
that one
So,
don't count.
what'd you do today, bro? You squatted 405 for 8.
Yeah. Bench
That's pretty
550.
good, bro. How the heck you squatted for? No, you deadlifted 405. I'm like, you just now hit 405 last week for 1, and now you're hitting it for 8, and you're up all time PRs 3. I'm like, why are you not through the moon right now? He deadlifted 405 for 8, which is not as impressive as squatting it.
I mean, it's a 3-rep PR.
I need to see what my 8 rep max is.
To be fair, it's actually not because I think I've done sets of 5 at 405. I've never just repped it out. So it's just there.
It's a PR, bro. If you've never done it,
And then I did some more pull ups and
you got to do it to get it.
was going to run and realized it's blazing hot outside and I'm not fueled enough to run.
My 8 rep max on deadlift is 305, which that just means I've never done it. My 5 rep max is 385. But
Dang,
your
so I
max
guess I
is
am
like 100
stronger than you
pounds.
on deadlift, man. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
been, bro. You've been stronger, bro. You got 100 pounds on me almost. What's your total, bro? Bench plus deadlift plus squat.
All time?
Yeah, sure. Mine's 1185.
1255.
So I got to get 70 pounds, which would basically be almost a deadlift PR. Like Ty, I mean. What's your PR on deadlift 525?
Yeah.
So that would put me at 515 deadlift. Because you squat more than me, but I bench more than you. I got you by 25 pounds on bench.
I like how you just like remember
All
my
right,
PR.
what is your it's not hard to remember, bro. What is your current PR on squats 405 for right now? Give it a couple weeks.
Let me do the math.
Are you gonna max out marathon week?
500 plus
See how weak you are?
405. What's the most I've benched? All right, the most that I've benched
230.
was 260, I think, and I did it for like 5 singles. So I'm 20 pounds under you just doing off not knowing what my bench max is right now. I'm at 1165.
So I'm beating you. 1185. That's more.
Got to go figure out what my PR bench is.
I was just thinking about it. That was a good discussion. Kind of highlights like the way the media divides us just based on their algorithms. Because from my perspective, which I'm glad I brought it up, it was all this thing, and from his feed, it was all this thing.
And then me, I didn't even watch it, so it's just.
Oh, but man, I'm just like, I'm at the point in the running where I have to cut back on lifting. So I'm probably gonna like do pull ups twice a week instead of 7 like you. You've been doing pull ups every day. How many did you say you've done 300 something
I've done 272.
a week?
Done 4 days of pull ups.
I've done 50.
4 days of pull ups.
How far did you run today? You didn't run, did you?
I didn't run today.
I'm gonna get you this week, bro. As long as I run tomorrow, which I feel like all I'm gonna do tomorrow is run.
So I started doing pull ups on the 25th. I did 100 on the 25th, 50 on the 26th, and then I took a few days off from pull ups for some reason. Then I did 62 yesterday and 60 today.
You're the devil.
So
I'm really just at the point where like my first squat day is affected by my long run, and then my second squat day is just affected by
my first squat day.
by everything else. Not really my first squat day, just because by that point I've been doing it on Thursday, which puts me at my 4th day in a row. Puts me just tired, and if I run the day before, like I ran yesterday, my legs were like jello.
To just squat once a week.
You just said You just said what it would do. It'd make me weak.
What?
If I squat once a week, I'll once become weak.
If you squat once a week, you'll just be maintaining while you're training specifically for another goal.
I tried to maintain, bro, last time. It didn't work.
Well, look, you're training better for this marathon, okay? Your goal,
so it'll go even worse.
See, your training goal is shifted from getting stronger to getting a faster marathon, okay?
What if I could do both?
Are you going to be able to do both?
I'm just maintaining.
Are you going to run your 20 miles on week 13 and then go in Monday and hit a squat PR?
Monday? I don't PR on Mondays.
I mean, that's the day you squat, so.
PR day's Friday.
That depends on what you do that day.
Well, it depends what I do Thursday and Tuesday and Wednesday.
Thursday rest day.
Friday squat. So, yeah. I've been squatting on Thursdays.
You did an active recovery day today because you ran stupid slow.
I needed to recover, bro.
You just wanted to gain
hard.
some more miles. You don't even have recovery runs programmed. You just 45. Like Peyton's ahead of me. Let me beat him.
By feel, my brother in Christ.
You didn't wake up and feel like running. You woke up. I need to beat Peyton.
No.
Is Trevor a threat anymore?
Because you are not a threat this month. Because all I gotta do is hit my regular scheduled runs, and I'll be I'll be winning.
Is Trevor a threat anymore?
Currently, no, because he's not worried about marathon training.
So he's doing a half marathon, confirmed.
Yes, he's doing the half marathon at the 7 bridges. So it's what, 3 bridges?
Yeah.
5 bridges?
3.5 bridges.
It's
literally in half.
No, it's not. It's like 3, 4, or 5. I think it's 5 bridges.
3.5.
Anyways.
He's jumping off halfway through to swim and finish out to 70.3.
He's doing, like, I got this stain on my shirt. It's been throwing me off. I think it's blood. He's doing that. He's not even training for a half marathon. He's doing the half marathon, but he's not specifically training for it. He's doing the hybrid build. I don't know if it's the build. He's doing hybrid. He's doing the BPN hybrid program. Y'all follow? No, because I can't even lead. What the heck? So, where we at? What week are we in, bro? Let's
I
update
know.
the people where we're at.
I think I got like 17 miles to run the rest of this week.
You're gonna be. This is week 10, bro. So we got 10 left.
This is week 6.
You started a month after me. So this is what I had this week. Well, actually, Monday, which was last month. So I started my 45-minute easy run and stopped 2 miles in because I bonked and wonka did. And then yesterday, I had the same thing happen, but I had goos on me. So I gooed up and I was able to finish. And then I did some speed intervals at the end after. So I did a
Bro,
double,
you ran 4 200s and only ran one of
three
them
200s,
fast.
three
No,
200s.
because you did a
They're all fast, bro.
you did a 200 at like a 12-minute pace.
That was my cool down jog.
Exactly. So you did 4 200s.
That was recovery pace. I did 4 200s, but one of them was just going home.
And one of them was only the only one you ran fast.
I went hard because I had to make up for 2 days of, and so today I just had to recover, which puts me at 5 days, which I was only supposed to run a 30-minute anyway.
What's your PR 20-second run?
I don't know. What's that, like 100 meters?
I don't know. I ran 0.09 miles when I did my 20-second sprints.
Which is not applicable to a marathon, bro. I was thinking about it today. I was like, really need to be doing the 800s or up.
I feel like I don't
guess in
even
the
need to
grand
be
scheme
doing
of
speed work right now.
I was thinking about that earlier. Like, I was like, man, I really want to do some tempo runs and some speed work. I don't need to do all that.
I just like because I'm thinking about bumping my half marathon up this week to just a 14 miler. That'll be a PR distance
You'll have to
on a
take off without me
on a run. I'll come back and get you.
because
Or
I'm
we,
supposed to have a 12 miler. I'm not finna.
but you
And I did
skipping a week, man.
7 miles last week.
You went
So,
from 10 on your week you were supposed to run 8, and then ran
yeah,
7 on the
7.
week you were supposed to run 10.
Yeah, I swapped it, and then I quit my 8 miler a mile early. And so I was supposed to have my half marathon next week. And I was supposed
Next
to be
week
a
I
12
actually
mile.
I'm dropping back to 10. So I'm gonna change this 13.1 mile to a 14. Go ahead and run 14 miles.
I'm gonna be jumping like 10 miles this week, bro. If I do 14.
You don't have to do 14. You just let me. I'll start off with 2, and then I'll come back by your house, and you join in.
Why would you start off with 2 if I have to do 13?
You have to do 14. I mean, you have to do 12 this week.
So I have like 16 miles left. 15 at least.
And I kind of just want to stop with speed runs, or at least change them up.
They be procrastinated. You be doing dang sprints, bro.
I don't even
Just
want to
do
do
tempo
speed
or
runs.
something.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I just
Like
want to rack
10-minute
up
pace, bro.
miles.
9. That's what your 5Ks have been. Is your tempo.
They haven't been tempo. They just been.
9-minute mile pace, bro. That's your tempo pace.
Let's just run fast.
That's tempo.
That's
What
just
tempo is?
aerobic.
That's your watch says it's aerobic. Well, you're in like way too high. I got 8 miles so far this week. So what I say? I gotta get 12 plus 3, 15. So I'll be at 23, which will be my biggest week yet.
It's tempo.
Duh.
It's weird, but anyway, I kind of want to just like not do like speed intervals and just like, hey, run 20 minutes
Hard.
off 5 or something. Run 20 off. Just rack up some miles,
Look, bro,
man.
just do whatever you gotta do.
I'm just gonna start running
Do like
2
I
long
did.
runs each week.
Add a couple 200s.
I'm
to
just
the
gonna
end of
start
the month.
like hitting a shorter long run before work Friday, and then when I get off of work Saturday morning, I'll go to your house and we hit a long run.
Just do them back to back. That way, I'll be leading the pack.
We're doing back to back. That way, you never have a chance to catch up,
Well, I'll just have better training.
and I'll just have very pointless training.
Here's what you need to do. You don't need to do it. Just add a medium to long run. So like you're running 13, run like a 6 or 7, and just in the middle of the week. You don't need to have a hard effort, which a long run's a hard effort. Speed session's a hard effort. Tempo is a hard effort. You don't need those touching each other. You need to have an easy run between them for recover. Don't touch.
I couldn't.
Don't do it. I'm finna go run. I gotta get some recovery miles in.
Yeah.
Not recovered yet. I'm gonna run until I get recovered.
Well, that's just like I'm gonna show up Saturday. If you're even, are you even allowed to run Saturday morning?
Yeah, bro. I think so.
But I'm just gonna like pull up Saturday, and we're just gonna go and we're just not
Stop.
gonna stop until we feel
I'm
like
gonna
it.
stop when I feel like it. We're gonna have to go a little slower if I'm on last.
Well, we can't stop when you feel like it because you be feeling like you want to stop at like 7 miles sometimes. We'd be like, bro, we got 5 more to go. Bro, on my 12 miler,
I really be wanting to stop the most in the first 3.
bro, in that 12 miler I did, I wanted to stop at the halfway point. I'm like, but like I can't because I'm 6 miles away from the gym.
You was going too hard, bro.
I had no choice. It was hot.
Exactly. You gotta go slower when it's hot.
Bro, it was hard either way. Even when I
Work
was running
hard.
like a 14, it was still hurting.
That's when you walk.
No, I was walking like a 17, 18, 20.
You can't. You said, You said 13 minutes to walk.
That was just for you. You can walk
You
fast.
walk faster than me. You got longer legs.
That don't mean I was walking faster. It's easier to walk
So
faster.
you were walking.
Yeah, I walk all my runs. I mean, I'm at a 12-minute pace. You think I'm running that?
But you're running a 14 and walking a 12. Y'all pray for Peyton.
This mileage getting in my head, man.
You pray for him.
75-mile a week.
So Jarvis wants to come back on. Jarvis, if you're listening, come back on right now.
Right now.
No.
We got 10 minutes. Let's go.
Yeah, you drop a nugget on us.
Dang, bro. PRs this week. 405 for 8.
Look, guys.
Girlfriend
if you
for
guys,
1 hour.
What? If you guys are watching this or listening to it, we want your feedback. So if you want us to talk about anything, we've had aliens requested, which I don't have much to say about it. I could last 5 minutes. Carson says he could talk for a whole podcast about aliens, which we'll see because he didn't really talk on the last podcast.
Yeah, because apparently he believes in them.
I'm like, my whole argument will be done in 5 minutes, but I could talk about other things related to
Colombia.
aliens. Yeah, like Sound of Freedom. So y'all send us what y'all want us to talk about. People y'all want us on, we're going to start reaching out to folks that are like above our pay grade. And maybe we'll figure it out.
Jonathan gets paid more than me.
We had... Okay. Tonight was kind of a last minute thing with Matt, but so I didn't really have any notes for him because we had a lot of technical issues. But we're gonna probably... I'm trying to think of somebody. We can get somebody that we're gonna be kind of nervous to get. You know what I'm saying? Like
LeBron James.
LeBron. What's his name?
Will.
It's Is that what they say, LeBarn?
Yeah, LeBarn James.
Man, I thought it was something else. Yeah, it's LeBarn, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we see. I don't know. Will let us. Will come on the podcast. He'd be one. He gonna make you nervous?
I'm just saying, 30 episodes in, it won't be for clout, you know?
Yeah. So, or we'll just keep doing what we're doing. You know, just people that are in our friend group.
But we ever got Sean on?
Nah, he said we gotta get on them shorts. He's waiting on you to be consistent with shorts
No, it's consistent for 3 days.
for months. All right, so yeah, I don't even know where I was going with that. But look, I'm reading this book. Where's that book? I don't have it on me. But look, I got the Amazon Associates account rocking and rolling. So if y'all click the link, buy the book I'm reading. It's about the police force in there in Poland. I just started the book. It's this police force in Poland. They were just normal dudes, and somehow they ended up mass murdering the Jews, and they're part of it. They were just normal people. The whole point of the book is that these were just normal people, and we're all capable of such evils, and you can't really judge people's decisions unless you were there and making those decisions. So,
You see, the people that came back on Flight 828 were normal people as well.
yep, I'm pro A28ers. But if you know what he's talking about, you know. So y'all go click that link, buy the book, buy whatever you want, and maybe I'll get paid for it. Maybe I
What
won't.
link? I don't see it anywhere.
Get some grateful apparel. It's gonna be in the comment. I mean the description, fellas, ladies.
Get some Go Performance apparel.
Yeah, whatever y'all want, just go on Amazon through my link and then buy what y'all want. They say that works, but it may not. Who knows? You're gonna buy it anyway. Just buy it through my link. But yeah, who y'all want us to have on here?
Hello?
Asking y'all. Oh man, yeah. So it's getting late, bro. My
Time for
reaction
work.
times are getting down. I need caffeine if I'm on the pot. I'm ready for you to get on a normal schedule so I can have caffeine with you.
I don't know, man. Maybe once somebody starts back at school, I'll be able to hop back on it. I've done my duties.
Why you have to wait for that?
They're gonna be gone, so like I ain't got to worry about like hanging out or anything, you know. So like,
You can hang out normal hours if you have normal hours.
but I'll be asleep by 8.
Change your. You're retarded. It's 9:47 and I get up at 4, so you can suck it up for somebody you're interested in.
Well,
All
this
right,
is
so that's
just your
another
once a
subject.
week thing.
Yeah, so is that. So once a. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate y'all hanging in there. I'm getting kind of delirious here. But look, y'all go out and get it. Put the work in.
Get hard.
Get hard. What else are we supposed to say?
Dilly Young, Peyton Cook.
Yeah. Follow us. And shout out to Matt for coming on. They just farted. All right, we'll see y'all next time. Peace out. Adios. Hasta La Vegas. Indiana Jones.